Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a channel update video. It's been a long time since I did one of these, and when I look back at my old one, it is so outdated. So one of the things I'm going to commit to doing right now is every 500 subscribers or so, I'm going to do a channel update video, and depending on the speed, if it's 1,000 subscribers, but it's going to be more frequent than it's been, okay? So I apologize for that, and I'm going to do better with it. Let me start off though by telling you a little bit about myself, especially if you're new here. You may not have been around long enough to sort of learn some of my preferences and some of my idiosyncrasies. So my background, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a volunteer firefighter, I'm a Canadian, and I'm a minister. You can see these books behind me. My full-time job is a preacher. And so all of those things from time to time will be reflected in my videos, but not all that often, because in addition to all those things, I am a knife nut, and that's where the content comes from for this channel. So you can expect to see a lot of knife discussion, you can see a lot of knife reviews, you can see, first impressions, comparisons, all different things related to the knife world and the knife industry is what you're going to hear me talking about on the channel. Now let me talk about how I do that, frequency and video length and that kind of thing. So in terms of what you can expect with content delivery, I tend to make and post about 4 videos a week. Sometimes it's 3, rarely it's 2. On the odd time I'll have a day off with nothing to do and I'll make 4 or 5 videos, and so you'll get a bit of a bunch coming at you. But most of the time you can expect 4 videos, 3 through the week and 1 on the weekend. So that'll be either Saturday or Sunday morning, depending on how scheduling works and how upload speeds are and all that kind of stuff, okay? So that's my content. Now you can expect those videos to be between 15 and 20 minutes, okay? I tend to be a little bit longer than some other guys because I try to give you guys a little more detail and include, some side discussions or some points about, hey, this lockup is, or this lock is better because of da-da-da-da-da, here's some, so I try to include a little extra detail from time to time, and that does make my videos a little longer, or even a side discussion from time to time. Now, you will hear, I'm not just a knife channel. I'll also talk about, multi-tools or pry tools. May talk about flashlights once in a while. I do enjoy firearms, and I like shooting, I like hunting, that kind of thing, but I don't make it a big part of the channel, just because I don't have a ton of guns. It's not like I'm going to be able to do a gun review every week, right? But I do enjoy shooting, and from time to time, again, that will come into the channel, and I may talk about, a gun that I really like, or a problem in the industry, or something along those lines, okay? And I'm getting ready to make a video, by the way, on knife laws in Canada. I don't know if it'll post before or after this one, but either way, now you know about it. So that's kind of the stuff that I'm going to be focusing on in my videos. I've got to say one last point here, and this is where I want some feedback from you guys. I try to make content that I think will be interesting, that will be entertaining, that will be helpful to all of you, but I'm not the only one in the world, and I'm sure those of you out there watching will often have ideas, and some of you share those. Could you make a video about this, that, or the other? And I absolutely have no problem with you doing that. So go ahead down in the comments here or on other videos, say, hey Kevin, could you show us more of this or do less of that? I'm totally open to hearing that kind of thing. The other thing I want to say is there are a couple other places you may want to follow me. First off, I do have a Patreon, and I don't really, I don't care if you give to it or not. The main purpose of the Patreon, I'm not going to stop making videos if Patreon doesn't generate a lot of funds, okay? But the purpose of it is that with those Patreon funds, I could buy and review some knives that really I'm not interested in, but are making a splash in the industry. So knives that are new and exciting and people are going to want to see, or even that you guys have specifically requested. I can tell you, I've had the most requested knife, I think, is the Sage 2. I've had so many people ask me to do a review on that. That knife is too small for me, and I'm not really interested in buying one because of that. But I would have no problem using Patreon funds to pick up a knife like that and get a review out there for you guys. So that's the idea with Patreon, and I will put a link in the description below. Also, I'm active on Instagram, and so you can follow me over there. I'll put a link to the description box down there as well. And I do have a Facebook page. And the purpose of the Facebook page, guys, is just, the odd time I'll preview videos or I'll ask you guys for feedback there. But here's the real reason I have it. YouTube has done some crazy things in the last little while, and I have this kind of fear in the back of my mind that, you know, all my videos could just vanish, and everyone would be like, what happened to Kevin? It's like he, you know, fell off the face of the earth. And, you know, if I didn't run away with the circus, if I'm still around and I'm still interested in putting out content, I can use the Facebook page to say, hey guys, I haven't vanished, you know, something happened with my account, whatever. Here's where you can find me now, or here's what's happening. So that's really the reason for the Facebook. It's just a way to connect with you guys if something were to ever happen to this channel. Now, hopefully it doesn't. And everything's fine, and so we never need the Facebook, and it can just be a fun place to discuss stuff about knives, okay? So that's Patreon, Facebook, and Instagram. Last thing I have to do is ask you guys a question. I'm going to tell you guys a couple things about me that are not knife related, not gear related, not camping, outdoors, none of that stuff that we normally think of in the EDC community. A couple things about myself that I enjoy. Number one is weightlifting, and more specifically sort of strength training or powerlifting. I enjoy doing that. You know, because I'm a preacher, I sit around a lot. You know, I sit in my office reading or working on the computer. I sit in people's houses visiting. I sit in hospital waiting rooms. All these places, it's just sitting all the time. So getting active every day is something that, one, helps me clear my head, and getting active through lifting I like because it gives me a goal to work toward. So I know, hey, I squatted this much this week, and I can kind of work toward a higher number next week or the week after. And so I like that kind of progressive nature of lifting as well. So so that's one of the things that I like to do. The other thing is video games. I'll play usually first-person shooters, only because I can hop in, I can play, you know, a team deathmatch round, or you know, I can play around in one of those games for 15 minutes to half an hour and then move on with life. And that's, you know, I don't have much more than that to put into video games, so that's the way I've approached that. Okay, so those are the two things, video games and weightlifting, that are kind of ungear related. I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What are some hobbies, some interests that you have that are completely outside of the realm of, you know, the EDC gear community? Okay, love to hear that about you guys down below. That's all I've got. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to watch my content. Thank you for commenting, liking, subscribing. I appreciate all of it. I don't respond to every single comment, guys, because I just can't. You know, sometimes I post a video and within an hour there's like 100 comments. Well, you know, that would be the rest of my day just spent, you know, trying to get back to everyone. I do read every single one, though. I make sure that even comments I don't get notifications about, I go back to every video a day or two later and read all the comments, and I really appreciate it. And a lot of times you guys say some really valid stuff. So if you're watching this and not checking the comments down below, go ahead and start doing that. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.